So let's all leave these areas that we have nothing to do with, and let's give the land masses back to the people of God and whom God gave according to lines. Let's do that. Let's leave China alone because that belonged to Japheth. Let's leave America alone. Let's just come back to our country. And let everybody else go back to their country. If you're trying to live by God, this is what the Bible says. If the wicked restore the pledge, give again that he had robbed, read,
walk in the statutes of life,
then you start following the commandments of God,
without committing iniquity.
And don't commit iniquity or sin. That means you cannot make no laws where homosexuals can marry. You can't eat pork anymore. You can't break God's law. You can't eat abominations. Read.
He shall surely live.
You shall surely live. Here's the stipulation. So if you are a European living in America and you really believe in God, this is where your work should be aimed towards, restoring God's people. Because why? They are a product of captivity. They are a product of servitude. And you, by default, are living on their land. And it's an example or a constant reminder of the conquest of a people. Like, for instance, the example I like to give, and that's just, three black guys. I'm going to give an example. Three black guys come into a white neighborhood and kick open the door, take over the whole neighborhood, put the people in the suburbs whose they taken over in the cellar, and tell them to serve them while they're in the cellar, control their kids and let them know that they were born in the cellar and that's their origin and that's where they belong. They're the cellar people. Then take a black picture and throw it downstairs and say, well, there goes your God right there. And stay in their house. And then ask them, what's wrong here? Listen, there's nothing to see here. Listen, that happened in the past. Listen, you belong in the cellar. And I made that example so you'll understand that this is what's going on with these other brothers that are cursing people out. They are stuck in that mode. That's where they are. They are stuck there. You're in our house and you still a pump and you still got your head up high as if you're ruling everything when you are a product of our captivity. When we see you operating in the earth, we see our curses. And they're looking to be understood, but yet no one wants to understand what they're going through. You understand? Now, listen, I don't agree with what these brothers are doing, but I understand. So it says in Ezekiel 33 and 15, if the wicked restore the pledge, give again that he had robbed. So you shouldn't have anything to say against these people who try to stand up in their stead. When here it is, you are complicit with the robbery of their people by being on their land. Read.
Verse 16.
What you got?
Habakkuk 1 and 6.
Come on and get it. Read it.
Prophesies.
Finish reading what you got right there. I'm in Ezekiel because there's something key there.
Ezekiel chapter 33, verse 15.
Read it.
If the wicked restore the pledge and give again that he had robbed.
If the wicked restore the pledge, give again that he had robbed.
Walk in the statutes of life.
Walk after the law, statutes, and commandments. Read.
Without committing iniquity.
Without committing sin. Read.
He shall surely live.
Then you shall live. Read.
He shall not die.
You shall not die. Read.
And none of his sins that he hath committed shall be mentioned unto him.
And nothing that you have done in the past would be mentioned against you according to the Most High. Those Israelites wouldn't be able to say nothing if you acknowledge the wrong and say, okay, I am living on stolen ground. Yes, the Jewish people did open up the borders to offset the powers of the blacks who were ruling, or by default would have gotten land in America. They did open up the borders for more Europeans after slavery, and they gave all the corporate, or what you would call the industrial jobs, to Europeans opposed to the slaves who were working. Read.
He hath done that which is lawful and right.
So if you do what's lawful and right, read.
He shall surely live.
He shall surely live. Now finish reading, because there's something key there, lawyer.
Verse 17. Yet the children of thy people say.
And it didn't say the people say it. The children of thy people. These are the children that came from the conquerors. But the children of thy people say what?
The way of the Most High is not equal.
You saying the Most High is not right. When he's been given, he's given the thieves a stipulation in which they can live. Now check that out. He's given the thieves a chance. But you say the Most High is not right. Read.
The way of the Most High is not equal. But as for them, their way is not equal.
The children of the conqueror ways are not equal. You're not right. You're not right. That's the problem. Because the Most High, listen, you got Israelites who will accept anyone, who will not hate you, will not go against you. And you'll still come in to try to destroy. Don't forget from whence we all come. Yes, part of this knowledge is loving and forgiving and accepting, but we're not ignorant and stupid. We acknowledge from whence we come. And in studying history, we acknowledge from whence all nations came and what hand they had in all of this. So if the nations come in the spirit of Christ like they did during Paul's time, that's one thing. But they cannot come into this gospel and this truth boasting against the natural branches. Because there's a stipulation on the Gentiles who do. So if we can give the stipulation on Israel and what will happen to them if they don't follow, we will also give the stipulation on what happens to the Gentiles who happen on this word, who start boasting themselves up against teachers. And that's straight off. Okay? And you can't get around this. This is what the Bible says. Now, you can either focus on what we're talking about or read Ezekiel 33 and 15. If the wicked restore the pledge and give again that which he robbed and walk in the statutes of life, then the Most High will forgive them and they will have eternal peace. But you're going to say that the ways of the Bible is not right? No. The children of the conquerors are not right. Because they won't even acknowledge their hand in the destruction of God's people. Get what you got in Habakkuk 1 and 6. Read that.
Habakkuk 1 and 6. For lo, I raise up the Chaldeans, that bitter and hasty nation.
He raised up the Chaldeans. The bitter and hasty nation. Read.
Which shall march through the breadth of the land to possess the dwelling places that are not theirs.
To do what?
To possess the dwelling places that are not theirs.
To dwell and to possess the places which are not theirs. So the nations were raised up so they can take land that didn't belong to them. Read.
They are terrible and dreadful.
They are terrible and dreadful. Read.
Their judgment and their dignity shall proceed of themselves.
Their what? Read it again.
Their judgment and their dignity
Their judgment and their dignity
shall proceed of themselves.
shall proceed of themselves. So brothers and sisters, you have to see this. It's prophecy. You can't be on stolen land with pride. You can't be an accomplice to the destruction of a people